Objective question 38 for private candidates. Okay, we should find the values of x which satisfy the inequalities. So we have been given two inequalities where we are supposed to find the values of x that will satisfy both. One of the inequalities is 4x plus 1 greater or equal to x plus 7. The other one is 0 less or equal to 2 plus half x. So let's try to make x the subject. So 4x, this x will be transposed to the left hand side. So negative x greater or equal to 7. Then the positive 1 will be transposed to the right hand side, getting negative 1. So 4x minus x is 3x greater or equal to 7 minus 1 is 6. If we want to find x, we divide both sides by the coefficient of x, which is 3. 3 will cancel that. Then 3 into 6, 2. The value of x is greater or equal to 2. Now let's come to the other inequality. We can multiply through the terms by 2. So 2 times 0 will give us 0 less or equal to 2 times 2 will give us 4 plus half times 2 is 1. 1 times x is the same as x. We want to find x, we transpose the positive 4 to the negative to the left hand side, and it becomes negative 4 less or equal to x. So these are the two inequalities we have, and we have been asked to find the values of x which satisfy the inequalities. So let's see something. Let's try to list the values for x greater or equal to 2. It will begin from 2, 3, 4, and so forth. Then when we come here, negative 4 less or equal to x, we begin from negative 4, then negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and so forth. So in this question, what we are trying to do is to find numbers that intersect with this inequality and that inequality. You can see that here we have 2, 3, 4 apples. So when we come here we don't have negative numbers, so we will cancel all the negative numbers. We don't have 0, so we take the 0 out. We don't have 1, we will take the 1 out. But for 2, we have 2 there. For 3, we have 3 there. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, up to the positive infinity. It can be represented by the same inequality, which is x is greater or equal to 2. So if you are asked to find the values of x which satisfy the inequalities, it is represented by this inequality. X is greater or equal to 2. Objective question 46 for private candidates. Which of these coordinates satisfy or satisfies the equation y is equal to x squared plus 1? We have been given coordinates I, which is 3, 8, I, which is 2 root 2, 9, and I, which is 2 root 2, 8. So we have been asked which of these three satisfy this equation. So let's start with the equation y is equal to x squared plus 1. Let's pick the first coordinate. We say that when x is equal to the value for x is 3 and the value for y is 8, but we are using x to determine whether the y value is true. So when x is equal to 3, y will be equal to 3 square plus 1, and which is 3 square is 9, 9 plus 1 is 10, but the value here is 8. So we say that this coordinate 3, 8 does not satisfy the equation. Now let's continue to the second one. 2 root 2, 9. Let me write it here. 2 root 2, 9. So when x is equal to 2 root 2, the value for y will be equal to 2 root 2 square plus 1. So 2 square will give you 4, and root 2 square will give you 2. So 4 times 2 is 8. 8 plus 1. 8 plus 1, we are going to get 9. So realize that when you substitute the value 2 root 2 into the equation y is equal to x squared plus 1, you get the y value to be 9. So it means this point or coordinate 2 root 2, 9 satisfy the equation. You can say satisfies, just satisfies. The next one, we have been given 2 root 2 and 8. There is no need to continue doing the substitution because we have already done a substitution of 2 root 2 and we had 9 and it is not 8. So meaning this coordinate does not satisfy as well. So as the question read, find which of the following coordinates or which of these coordinates satisfy the equation. You conclude that therefore II satisfies the equation. Therefore II satisfy the equation, or only II satisfies the equation. Theory question 1B for senior high school candidates. The question reads, if 3 out of 4 of a number, so we have to get a variable for the number. Let x represent the number. So if 3 out of 4 of a number, 3 out of 4 of a number x added to 5 out of 6, so added to 5 out of 6 gives is an equal to the same result as subtracting 7 out of 8 of the number from 20 whole number 1 over 3. So we are subtracting 7 out of 8 of the number x from 20 whole number 1 out of 3. And we now have a mathematical equation that we can solve. But the first step, we are going to convert the mixed fraction to improper fraction. We are going to get 3 out of 4x plus 5 out of 6 is equal to 20 times 3 is 60. 60 plus 1. 61 out of 3 minus 7x out of 8. When I'm working with something like this, or when we are working with something like this, you try to group the x's and the constants. So you will maintain the 3 out of 4x here. Then this is another term with an x. It is negative, so when transposed to the left hand side, it becomes positive. So plus 7x out of 8 is equal to, we already have 61 out of 3 at the right hand side. And we have another constant here, plus 5 out of 6 at the left hand side. So when you transpose it to the right hand side, it is going to give you minus 5 out of 6. So with this thing, we can find the least common denominators and continue from there. Here, let me do it here. 4 and 8, the least common denominator is 8. 4 goes into a 2. 2 times 3x will give us 6x. 8 into 8, 1. So 1 times 7x is the same 7x. So plus 7x is equal to, here as well, we have 3 and 6. So the least common multiple or denominator is 6. 3 into 6, 2. 2 times 61 is 122. 122 minus 6 into 6 is 1, so 1 times 5 is 5. And when we continue, 6x plus 7x, 6x plus 7x will give us 13x divided by 8, which is equal to 122 minus 5. 122 minus 5 will give us 117. So 117 divided by 6. We want to find the value of x. So when you apply the principle of cross multiplication, it becomes very, very simple. So maintain the x here and cross this denominator to the right hand side, and it will become a numerator. So already we have 117 there, so it will multiply with the 8, and we also have 6 here times, we have positive 13 there, it is at the numerator side, so when it crosses to the denominator at the right hand side, it will be like this, 6 times 13. So we have 117 times 8 divided by 6 times 13. And when you do the cancellations or when you punch it on a calculator, you are going to get a value of x to be 12. So as the question was asked, find the number. So we conclude that therefore the number is 12. Theory question 3A for senior high school candidates. It says evaluate correct to 2 decimal places. Q is equal to y into bracket x minus m divided by m minus p. And we have been given the values of y as 2.5, m as 15, x as 10, and p as 18. So we are going to substitute the values into this equation. It implies that Q is equal to, the value for y is 2.5 to bracket x is 10 minus m is 15 divided by m minus p. M is as well 15 here, minus p is 18. So 2.5 into bracket 10 minus 15 is going to give us negative 5 divided by negative 3. So to continue, we multiply 2.5 by negative 5 and we will get negative 12.5 divided by negative 3. And when you divide negative 12.5 by negative 3, you are going to get 4.17. Now, in the question, we are asked to leave it to 2 decimal places. So, 2 decimal places, as we have there. So now, Q is equal to 4.17 to 2 decimal places.